Michael Pitt wasn't your typical Hollywood star. Born in 1981 in West Orange, New Jersey, he carried a magnetic intensity that set him apart. Early in his career, he chose projects that defied mainstream expectations, roles that were raw, risky, and emotionally demanding. In 2003, he captured international attention in Bernardo Bertolucci's The Dreamers, playing an American student swept into an unconventional relationship with French twins. The film's boldness mirrored Pitt's own artistic philosophy, fearless, unfiltered, and unwilling to chase commercial fame. Critics praised his vulnerability on screen. He wasn't a blockbuster hero. He was an actor's actor willing to inhabit difficult, fractured characters. Gus Van Sant's Last Days, Michael Haneke's Funny Games. Each role deepened his reputation as a performer drawn to the darker corners of the human experience. Yet whispers followed him behind the camera. Directors described him as enigmatic, sometimes challenging to direct. Rumors of walking off sets, clashes with production, and disappearing from press tours started to shadow his brilliance. Fans admired his artistic integrity, but insiders began questioning his reliability. In 2010, Pitt's profile soared again when he starred as Jimmy Darmody in HBO's Boardwalk Empire. His portrayal of a haunted war veteran navigating crime and betrayal earned critical acclaim and fan devotion. But by the end of season 2, his character was written out abruptly, controversially. Once again, speculation swirled. Was it creative differences? Personality clashes? Pitt never addressed it publicly, leaving mystery in his wake. As the years passed, his filmography scattered. There were compelling roles, Origins, Silk Ghost in the Shell, but no single project reignited the momentum of his early fame. Interviews became rare. Public sightings grew fewer. Then, in 2022, troubling headlines resurfaced. Pitt was hospitalized after a reported mental health crisis in New York City. Photos showed him disoriented, escorted by police. His representatives requested privacy. Supporters expressed concern. Critics saw another chapter in a career marked by brilliance and volatility. Few imagined what headlines would come next. Then came May 2nd, 2025, the headline that sent shockwaves. Michael Pitt, arrested in Brooklyn, facing multiple charges of first-degree sexual abuse, criminal sexual act, assault, and strangulation. According to prosecutors, the alleged incidents occurred between April 2020 and August 2021 with a former girlfriend who claimed a pattern of escalating physical and sexual violence. The charges were serious, carrying potential prison sentences under New York law. Pitt was arrested without incident, arraigned the same day, pleaded not guilty, and released on $100,000 bail. His attorney issued a terse statement. Mr. Pitt categorically denies these allegations and looks forward to clearing his name in court. Court filings were sealed, limiting what the public could know. No forensic evidence was publicly confirmed. Legal experts noted the complexity. Under New York penal law, SS 130-65, prosecutors must prove either forcible compulsion or an inability to consent. Without physical evidence, much would rely on witness testimony and credibility. As legal proceedings began, reactions rippled across Hollywood. Studios pulled Pitt's projects from pre-production. A planned indie film slated to start in June quietly replaced his role. Streaming platforms removed his older films from their featured lists. No official statements were issued, but industry insiders admitted he's untouchable, at least for now. Meanwhile, public opinion fractured. Hashtags like Cancel Michael Pitt trended on Twitter. Fans debated online. Some defended him, emphasizing the presumption of innocence. Others demanded immediate consequences. Instagram fan pages went private. Reddit threads asked, "Can you separate the art from the artist?" TikTok creators analyzed old interviews, searching for red flags in his demeanor. Advocacy groups praised the accuser's bravery. Civil liberties organizations warned against prejudging guilt. Cultural critics noted how quickly reputations collapse in the digital age, sometimes before a single court verdict is rendered. Through it all, Pitt remained silent. No interviews, no social media posts, no appearances. The last photo of him dated back to April, attending a private event in Brooklyn, then nothing. As the legal case unfolded, attention shifted from headlines to deeper conversations. What would happen next? Could Michael Pitt's career survive? No matter the verdict, legal analysts speculated on possible outcomes. If convicted, Pitt could face years in prison and mandatory sex offender registration under New York law. If acquitted, he'd still face an uncertain path back into an industry wary of controversy. Public discussion reflected this uncertainty. Some drew comparisons to Kevin Spacey legally acquitted, yet effectively exiled from Hollywood. Others pointed to Johnny Depp's partial comeback after winning a defamation trial. But Pitt's situation differed. He faced criminal charges, not a civil lawsuit. The stakes were higher, the reputational damage deeper. Meanwhile, advocacy groups warned against glorifying comebacks in the face of serious allegations. Accountability doesn't end with a verdict. One statement read, "Supporters of Pitt pushed back. A trial is where facts are tested. We owe him due process." Online, debates raged. Reddit threads analyzed past interviews. TikTok creators spliced old footage, questioning his body language. Film critics revisited The Dreamers, asking, does knowing this change how we watch? Film professors faced decisions, whether to screen his work, whether to contextualize it, or quietly drop it. Through it all, Pitt remained unseen. Paparazzi searched for sightings. No one spoke publicly on his behalf, no co-stars, no directors. One cryptic tweet from a Boardwalk Empire colleague read, "Sometimes the quiet ones carry the loudest storms." Behind closed doors, reports hinted at Pitt struggling emotionally. Friends described him as isolated, withdrawn, unreachable. Some wondered, was he preparing for trial or retreating entirely from public life? For Hollywood insiders, the unspoken consensus was grim. Even if he's cleared, he's radioactive. Insurance firms wouldn't cover productions starring him. Studios avoided his name in casting meetings. Agents quietly removed him from rosters, and yet a small contingent of indie filmmakers expressed interest. Art doesn't absolve, one said, but sometimes it survives alongside the mess. The trial had yet to begin, but for many, Pitt's public narrative had already been rewritten. As the legal process crawls forward, public attention has already begun to shift. New headlines emerge, new scandals take over social media, and yet, somewhere in the background, Michael Pitt's unresolved case lingers a quiet question mark in the entertainment landscape. For some, his silence feels strategic, a man preparing to face the courts, letting lawyers speak for him. For others, it reads as withdrawal, an artist retreating from a world that no longer offers refuge. We don't know what happens next. The next hearing is scheduled for June 17th, 2025. There may be more delays. There may be new evidence, or the story may slowly fade from public consciousness, remembered only by die-hard fans and industry insiders. But one truth remains. In today's culture, being legally cleared doesn't guarantee a return, and being accused doesn't always erase loyal support. Reputation, like fame, is fragile, built over years, undone in hours, and sometimes never fully repaired. We've explored Michael Pitt's rise, his artistry, his struggles, the charges against him, and the polarized reactions they sparked. But this story isn't finished. The court will render its verdict. The public will render its own. So I leave you with this question. When a scandal breaks, how do you decide what to believe? Do you follow the headlines, the court's decision, or your own sense of right and wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be following this story as it unfolds and covering other stories where art, fame, and accountability collide. Thanks for watching.